Good afternoon. Sometimes us brass players just don't have enough time to do our daily warm-up exercise routines. So this video, I'm going to help you to solve this problem when you just don't have time. So maybe you're a high school student or a college student going from class to class to class, and you don't have time to have 45 minutes like me, take 45 minutes to do all my exercise routines before a rehearsal, for example. Or you're playing gigs and you're going from one gig to the next gig and you don't have time. Or you're teaching school, you're a high school teacher and you got a gig right after school, you don't have time to do your warm-ups. Or you just got done saying, may I take your order? Hey, McDonald's, that's just for us trombone players and Juilliard graduates. Just kidding. Don't give me nasty comments because of that. But the point is, you don't have time. Many times I don't have time. Today I'm going to help you develop a very fast warm-up, 1 minute brass players, all brass players, warm-up exercise, and to form your own. You don't have to do it exactly like me. I'll give my example, I'll play my example, but you have to figure it out for yourself because there's going to be times, car breaks down or something. You just get late, this happens, that's life. One example I had, extreme example, in the late 90s, I was playing full time. I didn't teach, I didn't do anything, I was just playing. 6 months out of the year or so, I was the trombone player for a big band. It's a Derby Lane high stakes big band in St. Petersburg, Florida at the Derby Lane dog track. And the other 6 months, it was a 6 months contract, I'd do other contracts on cruise ships, for example. And in between, even I would play gigs. So sometimes the cruise ship contract would overlap with the dog track contract. So I would have to get substitutes. So I knew every trombone player in the Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, all over, even Orlando, knew all the trombone players. Had a long list of trombone players, and they all knew me. So one time I get a call. I had subbed out some gigs. I used a trombone player, great trombone player in Sarasota, named Jeff Lego. Could play anything, sight read, great, just a great all-round player. So he calls me up. He says, I got an emergency. He said, I'm playing for West Side Story in Sarasota in this theater, a professional paid gig. I said, man, I love West Side Story. I've played 2 productions. No problem. I'll fill in for you. No problem. Just tell me where it is, blah, blah, blah. So he gave me all the information. I was free that night. It was a Saturday night, I think. So I actually had played at the Derby Lane during the morning and afternoon, and I had 2 or 3 hours to get there to the theater. He gave me the address, what time, the downbeat, 8 o'clock or something like that. I said, no problem, I can do it. That morning I put all my stuff, tuxedo, I had to wear a tuxedo of course, and all my mutes and everything I needed for the job. Then, so I finish, I go to McDonald's after my Derby Lane gig. Go to McDonald's, get something to eat real quick, cruise on down to Sarasota from St. Petersburg, not that far, maybe 45 minutes to drive or less. I was not stressed out at all. So I got my Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete area map, looking for the street that this theater is on, and I go to the street and it's not there. I said, wait a minute. There's another street with almost the same name over here. So I go to this other street, and the theater's not there. Now, it's getting to be like 7:30. I'm like, uh-oh, I got to figure out where this theater is. I don't know. I mean, I don't live in Sarasota. I live in Tampa and St. Petersburg. I do most of my work. So I ask directions. I finally figure out where it is. I get there at about 7:45, maybe 15 minutes before downbeat. And I grab all my stuff. I run in. They're waiting for me. The whole orchestra's already in the pit, ready to play. they're like, oh, thank God you got here in time. I changed my clothes really fast backstage, right in front of everybody. Get my trombone, I get all my mutes, everything. Get down to the stage about I'm not exaggerating, 1 minute before downbeat. Sit down, get the books open, and I have to play a quick warm-up because the book, and I'm playing both books. There's only one trombone player. Normally there's two trombone parts, and both parts have solos. You know, ba 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 da da. It's very, Bernstein loved trombones. Loved trombones. He loved the brass. He loved trombone players. Not literally, but he loved the sound of the trombone. So, luckily I had done this before. I had one trombone player playing both books, so I knew where they had stands there. Luckily I didn't have to set up the stands. The music was already there because Jeff had been playing it, so there's two stands. I know the books. Okay, I go over in the next section. There's a trombone solo here. I play that. You know, okay, that's it. This happens. You need it. So now I'm going to get to help you to develop your own 1 minute quick warm-up. But before you do that, I almost forgot, I would love to hear your stories. If you have any stories similar to that, I would love to hear them. And so would everybody. Everybody loved it. It's funny stories. Like a car breaks down before a gig and you have to thumb and try and get to the job. You don't want to be late for the job. Because as a professional musician, your reliability is number one for directors. If you're late for a gig, I got a gig in Tampa because the trombone player and trumpet player stopped to get something to eat before the gig, and they were late for the gig, and the director fired them. Luckily, I walked in to the music store, and he said, you're a trombone player. Can you play tonight? And I got the gig, and I played for 6 months at a jazz club because guys didn't show up on time. So that is important. So please like, subscribe. If this video helps you, please put the old thumbs up and ring that bell icon so you get more of my videos. So, okay, here's the basic principles. Quick warm-up. Use your normal routines. Say, for example, you do long tones. Don't do all the long tones. Just play one long tone. You got to get some air in your horn, first thing. If you do exercises like lip slurs, trombone players, even trumpet players do lip slurs. Don't do repetitions. Do it once. Then take your maximum tempo of your lip slurs. Do that. You don't just do no. How fast you know it? For example. Do that fast. So maximum tempo, don't repeat. And of course, take little pauses between exercises as possible. And so best thing I can do is I can show you what I do. Play a long tone. Maybe I'll play a high note. I'll play some high notes, make sure my chops are set. And now I'm just going to go through my routine, 1 minute routine. I'm ready to go. That's it. Don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about being... I can play my lip slurs and stuff much cleaner than that when I practice. That's practicing. You're getting ready for a gig. You gotta get, when the downbeat goes, you gotta play. If you're in high school, if you go and you don't warm up and you play your notes and you screw up, the next guy challenges you, you've lost your seat, right? So you gotta be ready to play. Now, I've got a lot more stories, so I am coming out with a book very shortly called Celebrity Encounters of the Third Kind. Got 1, 2, 3 different kinds of stuff. Played with many guys, met many guys, played with Ray Charles. I've met James Woods. I met many people throughout my travels, through my years of playing cruise ships, playing Derby Line, playing everywhere, all over the United States and the world. So this book will be coming out shortly. So please subscribe, and I'll make an announcement.